Hey everybody, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about a Victorinox knife, one of the most famous ones and popular ones. Okay, let's get this thing open and find out which one it is. And it is the Victorinox Compact. Take a very good look at it. I'm going to go into why I purchased the Victorinox Compact after all these years, after holding off on buying one. I always felt like the more tools was kind of better kind of attitude with these Victorinox knives. I've made videos in the past about the Victorinox Huntsman, which I stated was probably the least amount of tools that I would go with any given Victorinox knives. Then I went to go and purchase the Victorinox Walker, which has the least amount of tools. Well, not the least amount, the Bantam, I believe, or at least the one blade Victorinox has the least amount of tools. But I purchased the Walker, and that has only a combo tool, blade, and saw. And I thought that was a pretty handy little tool. Now, most of your EDC content producers or makers are going to tell you that the Victorinox Compact is a urban knife. And I have to kind of agree with that because it comes with a knife, like it should, a full blade knife. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, that's what these are, pocket knives. And then it comes with a combo tool, which pretty much covers most of your needs. It can be used to open bottles. It can be used to open cans. It can be used as a flat tip screwdriver. It can also be used as a Phillips screwdriver. It can be used to strip wires. So this combo tool, in my opinion, is one of the most useful tools Victorinox makes. And in my opinion, this tool should replace the dual use of a separate bottle opener and can opener into most of their knife products. Now, don't get me wrong, because the dedicated can opener does have its purpose with its sharp blade. You can use those things for other uses, like prying open very tight spaces. All right, let's move on from the combo tool. The combat tool is very useful. The third tool is the scissors. The famous Victorinox scissors. All right, so all in all, everything that you need and nothing that you don't need in an urban situation. Knife, combo tool for can opening, bottle opening. In my opinion, all Victorinox knives are party animals. And when I say party animals, let me take that back. All Victorinox knives that have a corkscrew is a party animal, because at the end of the day, you want to be able to have something that is unique and rare on your possession to perform a function that is not normal in your daily activity or life. And that's what a tool is for, to provide you an ability to do something you rarely do, and which is drink wine. How many of us have wound up at a friend's house at a party and somebody brought wine and no one had a corkscrew? Because in this day and age, not too many people do drink wine on a daily basis. So they don't have a corkscrew in their home, or do they ever carry one? So if you have something like a Victorinox knife with a corkscrew, you're always prepared for that party. Okay? Not to mention that how many times have you been at a party and you couldn't open a bottle of beer because no one had a bottle opener? Now, there's always a way around it. You know, you could open a bottle of beer with a big lighter or a disposable lighter. You could actually, I've seen people open pop top bottles with their bare hands. So it's not impossible. You know, you could use the end of a table, whatever. But why do all that when you can just pull out a tool like this, like a civilized person, open your beer and enjoy yourselves, and open your friends and your fellow partygoers beers. You know, you be the life of the party, right? So, all right. So, moving on. Corkscrew. In my opinion, it's not a Victorinox knife unless it has a corkscrew. I'm sorry, but that is what an officer's knife should be. You know, you carry an officer's knife because you're ready to wind down for the day, literally. Drink a bottle of wine, you know, cut some cheese, you know, open a bottle of beer, open a can of, olives or whatever, you know, use the scissor for whatever other needs. A true officer's knife and a true urban tool. All right, now let's go on. The scales, these are plus scales. So you have the toothpick. Okay. And now you have a pressurized pen. And I must say, this kind of feels smaller than the other pens that Victorinox furnish with their plus scales. But very useful. I have the plus scales on my Swiss Champ, and I have used this pen on my Swiss Champ on a regular basis. I was very surprised how often I had to resort to using that pen when I didn't have a pen on me. So, very useful. And then you have your tweezers. Tweezers are very useful, you know, when you want to pluck out that gray hair. When there is, you're not really supposed to pluck out nose hairs and ear hairs because it's not good for you. But, you know, when you're out and about and you have a really itchy ear sticking out of your nose or ear, you can use a tweezer to pluck it out, you know. Now we're going to the back of the scales. We have already covered the corkscrew. Let's go to the hook. And a lot of people will tell you that the hook is really an unnecessary tool. I'm kind of finding a lot of oil on this, more than usual. Not sure why. All the other Victorinox knives I've ever gotten didn't have this much oil on it, but I guess they bathed this one in the oil. But anyway, let's talk about the parcel hook. A very useful tool, in my opinion. You can gain a lot of leverage. Now, you can argue all day that this doesn't have a plier. It doesn't make a very good multi-tool. It's just a casual tool for gentlemen, whatever. But because this doesn't have a plier, what do you usually use pliers for? For pinching, for turning, twisting, and pulling, right? Well, this can be used to gain a lot of leverage to pull and yank things. You know, you could tie whatever or make a loop of whatever you need to pull and yank on, and this is one of those kind of tools that can semi substitute pliers, believe it or not. Okay, I've used this hook to take out cotton out of medicine bottles. And let me tell you something. You know, over-the-counter medications like little Pepto-Bismol pill boxes, pill bottles, and aspirin bottles and stuff. I've struggled of trying to take those cotton balls out of those little bottles. Well, this takes it out in an instant. Okay. So there's like a multitude of uses for this hook, and it just your imagination is your limitation. Okay, so um, that, and I think I might have covered all of the tools on here. Now, the only thing that I wish that the compact really had, and I may sacrifice the hook over it, but I do desire to have the hook. Um, I believe that the awl is quintessential in all pocket knives. Okay, so I really wish that the compact had a awl or hole puncher or a reamer, as everybody like to call it. So aside from that, I find that looking at this compact. Now, the reason I purchased this is because I took away the Huntsman that I gave my wife a couple of years ago, because I rarely ever seen her carry it with her. She would use it at home on her nightstand, but I would rarely ever see her carry it in her purse or whatever. And I'm thinking it was really not that much bigger. Well, it is kind of thicker and slightly heavier, but it's really, I mean, just it's negligible, especially when you're carrying it in your purse. But I rarely would ever see her carry it. She would actually carry it sometimes in her work backpack, but that's about it. So I took it back from her and I decided to give her this, which has less tools and is smaller and more compact. And I think it would complicate things a lot less. She doesn't have to try to figure out how to use so many tools on the thing. It's very basic. You have a knife, you have scissors, and you have this, And so basically, for her purposes, I'm hoping that this will serve her better. And this is why I purchased the compact for my wife. All right, so I think I've covered and shown the best I can the compact. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave the comments down below. Let me take out the tools one more time so you can be the judge for yourself. And these are all of the tools. And then of course I'm leaving out the pen, the toothpick, and the tweezers, but this is everything that's, and I mean, if you pull this up on Amazon.com, they'll show you diagrams and everything. And all right, thanks for watching, everybody. See you around.